All right, Game 3, Dodgers and Mets, huh? Getting intense. Series tied 1-1, and you know we got your back. Tonight we're diving into some serious predictions for this game. NBC Sports, USA Today, CBS Sports, we got it all. You ready for this?
And look, we know you don't want to be stuck with all the numbers and stuff, right? So we're going to break it all down, make it fun, the good stuff.
Exactly, the good stuff. So, Game 3, tonight, Wednesday, October 16th, 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going down at Citi Field in New York, and if you're watching at home, it's on FS1. All right, let's talk pitching. Buehler, Dodgers, going up against Severino for the Mets. What do we make of that matchup?
Well, it's interesting, right? Because you've got these two veterans, but their last playoff starts, not their best work. Buehler struggled big time against the Padres, 6 earned runs, 5 innings, oof. And Severino, well, he wasn't exactly smooth sailing either.
Yikes. Not exactly what you want going into a crucial game like this. I mean, these guys have the talent, but can they bounce back?
That's the real question, isn't it? Looking back, Buehler's history against the Mets, it's not, terrifying for Mets fans. 5 starts, 1 win, 1 loss, ERA a little high at 5.00, but not exactly unbeatable.
True. But wait, Severino against the Dodgers is even weirder.
Totally. 2 appearances, just 1 start.
And an ERA over 10.
Over 10. So yeah, both these guys have something to prove. They want to come back strong. But then you add this whole other thing. NBC Sports mentioned this Bacon stat. Apparently, Citi Field hasn't exactly been a hitter's paradise.
Bacon? Hold on, are we talking about, ballpark snacks now?
No. Bacon, it stands for batting average on contact. And Citi Field, one of the lowest in the league.
Whoa, okay, so that's got to be a factor. The Dodgers, they're known for their power hitting. Can they actually overcome that? Especially if Buehler isn't on his A game. Remember, the Mets pitching at home in the NLDS. Lights out. Only gave up 3 runs in those 2 games.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But you can't discount that Dodgers lineup. There's a lot of power there, and some of them, they're starting to heat up. Speaking of heating up, Vientos for the Mets. This guy has been on fire.
Don't even get me started on Vientos. That grand slam in Game 2, he's been amazing. Leading the Mets in, everything? Average, RBIs, hits. Playoff Vientos is the real deal.
Right. And that's got to be in the back of the Dodgers' minds. Especially with Buehler potentially shaky, Vientos at the plate, it's dangerous. Every single time.
Okay, so we've got ourselves a real nail-biter tonight. But before we get into all the predictions and odds, the articles mention Ohtani, and, he's been quiet.
Yeah, Ohtani, the two-way superstar. It's been different for him this postseason, hasn't it?
Definitely not the same offensive numbers we're used to seeing from him, and that's saying something.
Exactly. And he's such a big part of that Dodgers lineup. When he's on, it's a whole other level of scary for the other team. So yeah, him finding his groove, that's huge.
Okay, so just to recap here, because this is a lot. We've got this pitching matchup, Buehler, Severino, both coming off rough starts. We've got the whole Bacon-deficient ballpark situation.
Which favors the Mets, if you didn't catch that.
Right. And Vientos, he's on fire. This is going to be good. Oh, and the articles highlighted some other players, too. CBS Sports, they were really into Tommy Edman, what he brings to the Dodgers.
He's been solid, for sure. 8 for 24 in the postseason. Batting over .330. That's the kind of consistency you want.
And Betts, right. Mookie Betts, you can never count him out. He might not be hitting those home runs like usual, but man, that guy gets on base.
Which is huge. Especially in a park like Citi Field, where runs might be harder to come by. Betts gets on, sets it up for Freeman, for Smith. That could be how they deal with that low Bacon thing we talked about.
Right, totally. And then, for the Mets, you got to talk about Alonso. Pete Alonso, the guy can change the game with 1 swing. 3 homers already in the postseason.
No doubt. Alonso is always a threat. He gets a hold of one. Forget about Bacon. Forget about anything. That ball is gone.
Gone. So, let's see. We got these amazing offenses. Both sides, right? We got the pitching matchup. Who knows what to expect there? Bacon-deficient ballpark. Tied series in the NLCS. You really can't write this stuff.
Playoff baseball, man. It's just different. Every pitch, every swing, everything matters so much more now.
It's electric. And don't forget the managers. Roberts for the Dodgers. Showalter for the Mets. They've got their work cut out for them tonight. Who to pinch hit? When do you pull your starter?
So many decisions. It's like a chess match, trying to outsmart the other guy. One wrong move, and it could be game over.
And speaking of Citi Field, the New York Post, they had a whole thing about how much of a home field advantage it really is.
Oh, yeah. They were all about how well the Mets pitched there in the NLDS, how tough it was for teams to score. They even brought up the Bacon thing again, that it plays right into the Mets' hands.
Makes sense. So the Dodgers, not only do they have to face the Mets pitching, they got to face the ballpark itself. baseball, man. So many layers. You never know what's going to matter. And speaking of unpredictable, the New York Post, they mentioned the betting on this game was wild.
Oh, yeah. What'd they say?
Some serious money coming in on the under, specifically 7.5 runs, like a lot of money.
Interesting. So some people are thinking, well, this is going to be a slugfest after all, huh?
That's what it seems like. Maybe they trust the pitching more than we do. Or maybe, yeah, maybe they believe in the whole Citi Field thing.
Could be. Whatever it is just makes it even more interesting, right?
Totally. So, okay, to sum it all up, we got the pitching duel, maybe. We got the offenses, both capable of going off. We got the low-bacon ballpark. And now we got the sharps betting on a low-scoring game.
And don't you forget those managers. Those in-game decisions, they could change everything.
It really is. You could do all the analysis in the world, and baseball will still find a way to surprise you.
Absolutely. And, you can't overstate how important this Game 3 is.
For sure. It's the swing game, right? The winner's in the driver's seat. 2 wins away from the World Series.
Big-time pressure. You can feel it, even just talking about it, Every single thing matters so much more now.
That's what we love about it, the intensity. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here, but as we wrap up, what's your final thought? What's the one thing our listeners should really be watching for tonight?
Well, with all the stats and the predictions and everything, it sometimes just comes down to who wants it more.
Right. The heart, the grit. That's something you can't quantify, can't predict.
Exactly. Which team is going to harness that energy, overcome those tough moments? That's what I'll be watching.
Love it. And hey, for our listeners, all prepped and ready for this game, here's something to think about. We talk about the big names, Buehler, Severino, Vientos, Betts. But what if tonight's the night someone else steps up?
Oh, for sure. Could be a role player with a huge hit. Could be a defensive play that saves the game. Could be a reliever nobody's talking about.
Those are the moments that define October baseball. All right, everybody, enjoy the game. We'll catch you next time.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.